Good evening. I'm Bradley Chapman. Excuse me. This is the Diamond Experience, a business interview, and tonight we're joined by Mr. Umar Hussain, founder of Happicabs, for a live business interview. This evening we're going to be discussing an Uber update, some updates on Uber with the recent appeal by Uber, with the documentation going into Transport for London. For their appeal. We're also going to be discussing business growth of an Essex-based private hire taxi cab company founded by Umar nearly 10 years ago. So we've got lots to talk about, and we're looking forward to a fantastic live broadcast. So joining the broadcast, you may be an Uber driver driving for Uber. In London or out of town. You may be a black cab driver, a lovely black cabs. You may be a private hire driver or a hackney carriage driver. So we do welcome you for this live broadcast. Thank you very much indeed for joining. And as I say, this evening again, we're joined by Umar Hussain, founder of Happicabs.com in Essex. So thank you very much indeed for joining us. Now, as always, please do feel free to get engaged in the conversation, post comments within the thread as we go through. You may also be interested in joining the show live, and if you do, what I'll do is I'll give the link now. I'll copy the link of the show, and you can actually put that into your web-based browser, and you can join the show effectively. So listen, first of all, let's get cracked straight on. Let me just introduce you to again Mr. Umar Hussain from Happicabs. Umar, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Bradley. How are you today?
Very, very good.
Yeah,
It's a happy Monday, so there's lots of things to discuss tonight. We're going to be talking about expansion of the business. There's a new head office for Happicabs as well. We're going to be talking about mechanics and servicing for cabs. Again, the Uber update as well. So, of course, please do feel free to engage in the conversation. And, of course, you know, whether you're an Uber driver, whether you're a black cab driver, or indeed a private hire firm or hackney carriage, of course, you're all in the business of carrying passengers from A to B, and there's plenty of business across the UK and indeed around the world right now for the private hire and taxi cab sector. But let's kick straight off and talk to Umar a little bit about the Uber update and some of the changes. Obviously, the appeal, although Uber left it quite late, didn't they? It was like 2 hours or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 hours
before. So what's happened, do you think, as a result of Uber? When we did our last broadcast, it was very busy. There was something like 8,000 hits. It was a really big subject. Everyone was panicking. So what do you think right now has happened with Uber and the Uber drivers?
I think there's still, some of them have gone back to the normal cab firms, but I spoke to companies in London, and some of them, I believe, they still do Uber. They went to the appeal to see what's happening at the last minute, really. So I believe the next decision will be in December, before Christmas, I believe.
Yes, that's very close to Christmas. I mean, I'm just wondering if we've got Uber drivers online. Ibi Mirza, hi, good evening to you. Thank you very much indeed for joining. Ibi, are you an Uber driver, a taxi cab driver? Please do let us know. So we're talking at the moment about the Uber update in London. And at the moment, I think it's December the 11th that the hearing is going to be for Uber. So Uber drivers right now, they may well be thinking about Christmas and what's happening with regard to their jobs. But it seems to have just calmed down just a little bit. And now, of course, we're waiting to find out what the answer is going to be. But that being said, with Uber, you know, that hasn't stopped Umar from growing his company. And if you are a taxi cab company owner, then of course you've been through the emotions of the Uber and companies like Lyft. Lyft, with their recent announcement of £1 billion investment in Google, they're now also trying to break into the global taxi cab business via technology and apps. But Umar has grown his business over a period of nearly 10. Is it 10 years now? It's 10 years. And that journey, you've taken an old Smoky Joe's cab office with the old radio systems into a company that today has got a very fantastic app. And so let's talk about growing the taxi cab company in Essex and what that means. And let's start off with running your business, because you run your business 24/7, 365 days a year. This shop never closes. We're actually broadcasting live now from brand new offices in London. But so how do you manage running a business, 24/7, 365? Because it must be tough to switch off, right?
Yeah, it is, but obviously we've got trained staff working. I mean, we've got staff who've been with us for years in the office switchboard, and we've got some new ones as well. And yeah, they all work together in the team, and at the same time, they handle the call center very well. So, as a business point of view, it's sort of okay, and drivers on the road, they're out on their shifts. So yeah, it's been good for us. I mean, 24-hour operation. Normally it's very tough to run, but it's very good. We've got the hang of it now, and it's working for us.
Some cab companies don't work 24 hours, do they? I was talking to you last week about a company, I won't mention their name, but they close at like 11 o'clock at night or something on a Friday night.
11, 12 o'clock, yeah, some of them, yeah. Some companies, they normally close around midnight, 1 o'clock, but we are fully manned controllers 24/7, 7 days a week.
So how do you break? I mean, Ibby Mirza just saying that he's applied for a PCO license. He's working on another business idea related to this business. Ibby, that's really fantastic. We'd love to hear if you want to share your business idea. If you've got something, Umar obviously is always looking to grow his business and his offering and collaborate with people. So you may want to connect with Umar, directly. And have a chat with him. That would be absolutely fantastic. Sean Maroney's joined us as well. Sean Maroney's from Missouri in the US. Sean, bless you, brother. We love you to bits. He's the founder of Teens of America, doing some amazing stuff for teens. And just going back to running the business for 24/7, 365. So, you're on call. We've got manned offices 24/7, 365. And it's been that way for a long, long time. So how do you personally switch off? Because I can remember when I run a business 24 hours a day, it's so difficult to switch off. You're always looking at the business and sleep patterns. So how do you manage that? I mean, you've been going to the gym recently, right?
That's it. Yeah, I've been going to the gym in my spare time recently. Before I used to go to restaurants every day. I cut that down completely. So I lost my, compared to my last life on Uber, I was a very big guy, and now I'm just like starting to lose. I lost about 7.5 kgs.
7.5 kilos, which is really fantastic.
Yeah, so it's been okay for me. I've been really strict with my diet. So so in the evenings when I've got spare time, I tend to now starting to do a bit more hobby work, stuff like that.
Of course, which is really great, to control the way you eat, because when you're running the business 24/7, 365, your health is very, very important. Now, Happicabs is growing, and at the moment they've got a recruitment drive on. But at the moment, we're sitting here right now in brand new head offices in Chelmsford, and the offices, I must say, absolutely beautiful. It's a very open and luxurious space. So, what's the idea with the new head office and all the expansion that's going on? What's this particular office going to be? What's it going to become that we're in right now?
This office, we are going through the call centre refurbishment. Beginning of 2018, and we've also got training room opening up for new drivers for us to do the training on, and we've also got more recruitment that's happening. We're looking for in-house business development and marketing person in 2018 after the Christmas period, and so we are growing as a company, but we are looking into January 2018 or later, we are looking to open in another town in Essex to grow our network and build a large team.
These offices are really, really fantastic, and even over the last year, I've seen Umar and his business moving forward, and you've got to appreciate as well, I think, from a business perspective, that so many cab companies in London and with Uber, with the pricing structure. And of course, competition, and competition actually is great because it either makes people, rise above the bar to really move forward, or they can shrink back down and fear competition. But, all through, the Uber growth and the Uber challenges, and there's so many other, taxi cab app companies, technology companies that's in the marketplace right now. But this guy's managed to, to grow his business. He's managed to take on new premises. I mean, he's got something like 95 drivers on your books, is that right?
95 drivers in total, and we've got approximately 15 office staff.
Which is absolutely fantastic. And also we've got some Ibby Mirza. You're saying what's the best possible way to communicate with you guys? With Umar Hussain, just connect with him on Facebook on Umar Hussain, or you can go directly to the Happicabs Facebook page and you can connect with Umar. directly. And for me, just go to my personal timeline, which you're watching the broadcast on now, and just send me a message by messenger. And exactly the same for Umar. If not, then just behind us here, the telephone number is 01245 443 443 in the UK, or by messenger. So very, very good. Please do fire away and communicate. Wanted to talk a little bit about a new service that you're putting in. So for taxi cab companies, one of the biggest challenges, if they've got a very large fleet, which you have, is the servicing and the repair of cars. And I'm sure every single taxi cab owner or driver, you get a ding in your car, or somebody hits your car, or servicing, it can take your car off the road for a period of time, because obviously you want your cars, to be looking good, for them to be looking clean. You want to make sure that your clients, your customers are coming into a really clean and effective car, which yours are. But with the expansion of these new offices in Chapman in Essex, and as I've just been shown downstairs and been given the ground tour, there's a garage downstairs, and that garage is going to become a service and repair. Tell us a little bit about that.
Obviously we bought, we're expanding into the new head office. We've taken another building on, and what we've got coming is January 2018. We've got our own fleet repair garage. There will be a full-time mechanic who looks after our fleet, and we're also looking at maintaining our cars for inspection and council regulations to make sure we are always on top on what we do.
Will that improve, will that reduce the time that the cars are off the road? You've got it on site.
Yes,
I guess it's probably rhetorical, but if you're having the cars on site and you've got the control of the maintenance and the servicing and repairs, and it's right underneath where we're sitting right now, that's a really, it's a really great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it will obviously help us to look after our fleet even more, and it will also help us to grow our business more as well, because the cars won't be off the road, the door is on the road, and so there will be no breakdowns. On M25, the car's broken down and all that sort of stuff. It's all going to cut off completely.
That's fantastic, because running a fleet, running a taxi cab business, I mean, you've got a movable fleet. The fleet's on the move all the time. And I know that when I look at the Happicabs app, which I find of great interest, I go onto the app, and I know that if I want to book a taxi, I can click book. It shows me where the car is. It shows me how long it's going to be, and the journey time, how far away from me. But also I can see all the cars moving about on the app and where they are, across the different areas. And as a result of Uber as well, and all this emotion that everyone's been going through, not just the Uber drivers, whether they're going to have jobs in London or not, the black taxi drivers that are, very much, we don't want Uber in London, and Uber, is giving a great service. They are indeed, but there's been a couple of little niggles on their sort of behavioural stuff, which apparently they're working on. You've got the black cab drivers that want to maintain the priority because they've taken the knowledge for 2 or 3 years. You've got the Hackney carriage drivers in London, private hire. So you've got all these emotions going on within the marketplace of the taxi cab arena right now. So Umar's decided to expand and keep moving forward and growing his business, and he has got expansion plans, and I'm very pleased to see the company growing. Currently, you're in Chelmsford, Malden, and Stansted, aren't you? So you've got 3 areas. And how are those 3 areas going in terms of growth? Because Malden's pretty new, isn't it?
Yeah, Malden's pretty good. We are the only, over there, a lot of customers like us because we stick to our timings, we're always on time. And we've got good reviews from the Malden community since we've been in Malden.
Some great feedback.
Great feedback since 2017, and it's still growing. I mean, Malden, a lot of people are now starting to know us now, right? And we have a big company in Chelmsford and also Stansted. Our bookings are starting to increase now, which is been good for us for growth-wise and expansion.
So I know that we've spoken off air about expansion into new Essex towns, and Umar's looking to expand into different areas within Essex, which is admirable because the way that he's run his business, he's kept it very tight. Commercially, the branding, the marketing of the company is really, really first class. and the app is first class. And even down to a corporate brochure, which I've got right here. As soon as you see this little face, as soon as you see this little smiley face, it just resonates. Happicabs. So branding is very, very important. I'm just going to open up to the middle pages and show you this brochure. So even the brochures that the business has, it's very, very, very high levels of corporate branding, which is an attraction point of view. Let's talk a little bit about recruitment, because I recently saw a recruitment drive on Facebook. And it shows that drivers can earn up to £670 per week within the advert. So you are recruiting right now, and you are taking on more drivers. You are looking to grow within the Essex towns. So tell me about this recruitment drive. I mean, with Uber going on and all these things, you're recruiting, you're expanding, which is admirable. So what's happening behind the recruitment, and why are you taking on more drivers?
Well, we are looking for new drivers. In terms of our growth has expanded more. Malden is expanding too. So we have actually increased our bookings over the good news. Business has been expanding very well. We've gained some new contracts, so it's been good for us. Also, we are looking into going into a new town in January, late January. Hopefully, we will be needing drivers for that town too. So we are, the drivers can earn up to £600 to £700 a week, depending on the hours and driving the company vehicle. And the work is always there. I mean, Chelmsford's a big city, and you've got Malden, which is expanding as a town as well, and you've got Stansted Airport, which is just at the airport. So it's great.
So, and also, so they get their own car. So they get their own car, so they drive the car. So they haven't got to worry about their car. And they have to do their Chelmsford test. They go through their Chelmsford test,
which we help with.
Which you train, because you've got a training school as well, haven't you?
Yes,
so you're helping drivers and training them through the process of becoming drivers. I mean, I love this. I love this company, and I can't say that as many for many cab companies. So I haven't had the internal experience, but most of the old Smoky Joe cab environments, it amazes me. This guy's setup with Happicabs is quite admirable, because not only do they do fantastic marketing, look after their drivers, they've had drivers that's been with them a really long time, but they've got a training school for drivers, coming into the business. They'll coach you and teach you and train you and help you with regards to the knowledge, taking your Chelmsford test. They're there with you every single step of the way. And like anything in life and in business, the more that you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And presumably, you've got some really great sort of top drivers that's been around a long time, and they earn their money because they're grafters, they're workers. And I mean, one guy, we did something like 20 years or something within the previous business and this one, didn't it?
Yeah, we've got drivers who've been with our company for over 15 years, some of them. But they are coming to their time soon. But it's been a long time.
So tell me a little bit more. About the app, because the app has had a major impact on the business, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and you're very technology based, aren't you? I mean, some technology we can't talk about, but I can tell you that the technology is very much at the forefront of the business, isn't it?
It's been good. I mean, we were the first ones in Chelmsford to launch an app in 2011, and we built our customer database while Uber was in London only, didn't come into our town. So we've actually grabbed a lot of big share around that time. So when Uber did come into Chelmsford, we haven't been affected because a lot of people knew our app in Chelmsford. They either would use us as a first priority, then use Uber second. If we can't do the taxi availability, then we use Uber. But then we did improve on our availability as well, and we look after our customers. So to be honest, Uber being in Chelmsford hasn't affected us at all. Right? Don't know that oncoming months, but Touchwood will be okay.
Because in the town there's I think about my mum who's 74 years of age. I think about my children, the kind of teenagers. I think about myself as well. And as a local guy, one of the things I like about a local company is you get to know the drivers. You have a really great conversation. You feel safe. I know my mum's getting picked up and she's going to get looked after, my children. So for me, I think that local loyalty is still there. Of course, competition is wide and it's available for everybody, but I think Happicabs offers that kind of trust value in terms of its service, isn't it? I mean, there's reassurance, isn't there, that it's a local company.
Local company, because one thing is as well, if you're booking with, for example, like Uber or any other app providers, like national app providers, you could have any driver turn up at your door who you might not know. But with our company, we've had drivers working for years, and they know the drivers by name, and our customer service is very good. And our complaints rate a month is less than 0.5%.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And all our complaints will come into the business are dealt with within an hour. So we have been very good.
Which is fantastic. And customer service is priceless, isn't it? I mean, if you're a user of a taxi cab company, you want a cab to turn up on time. That can be a challenge, of course, with traffic. You want it to be clean, you want it to be tidy, you want a decent driver. Sometimes you might want to have a chat with the driver. Sometimes you might want, that peace and quiet. And I guess it's knowing the difference for a driver, how to look after customers once they're POB, passenger on board, etc. We've just had a comment come in from author Sherry, saying wishing Happicabs happy times and success. Sherry, bless you. We had the great privilege to meet you previously on a live, Sherry runs a Facebook group called Motivational Sparkles with about 60,000 members. He's also just published his first book in India. He's a very, very dear brother. And thank you for taking the time, Sherry, for coming online, and looking forward to getting you another live interview and update so we can see exactly what's happening with your MS talks and all the things that's happening in India. So I wanted to just talk a little bit more with Umar about the business. I mean, of course, we've spoken a little bit about the Uber update and what's happening. So Uber, of course, have put their appeal into London, into the Transport for London, and now December the 11th, we understand, is the hearing date, planned hearing date. We're going to find out whether or not Uber's going to be, given their license back, or whether it will stay revoked. There's been a few moves and shakes with regards to Uber and drivers moving back and forth and their thought process, but it seems to be that it's been kind of business as usual. I'm sure it's not been business as usual for the executive office at Uber. The London CEO was removed from the office, and now they're sort of cleansed the London situation in terms of the top executives, and everybody's just waiting. But Umar has decided not to worry about waiting for decisions and to carry on growing his business across Essex, which is fantastic. So if you're looking for a new job, please do look forward to applying with Happicabs, and contact Umar directly, or the office staff here at Happicabs or happicabs.com. They've got a recruitment section on their website. Let's talk a little bit more about growing a taxi cab company in Essex before we finish the broadcast. I want to say thank you very much indeed for taking the time to watch this evening. At the moment, just to give you an update with regards to Umar, he's got a new website launching very shortly under umarhussain.com. As an Essex-based businessman, that should be live in under 7 days now. And we're also been putting Umar forward for some business awards in the local town. So stand by, we'll give you an update on that. And there is a book coming in the near future that's called Did Somebody Call a Taxi? So we'll keep you updated on that aspect as we move forward. But growing a business, Umar's 28 years of age, and he's a very keen businessman. He's a very, very keen. He's always thinking commercially. I mean, we're always chatting about different aspects of the business and growth, which is great, and his mind is open. So let me ask you, where would you love to see the business? I mean, where you are right now, fantastic new head offices. You've got a new garage going in downstairs. These offices are beautiful. You're currently in 3 towns, 95 drivers on the books right now. Where's the business going to go? Where would you like it to go?
I would like to expand into bigger areas. Obviously, we are looking. I don't know where it's going to go at this minute, but we are so far where we have achieved from 2010. From 2010, when we took over Happicabs, we have actually expanded it. From last year, we are like 45% ahead of our growth. So business is going good year on year. So
Fantastic.
Depending on how we do our marketing and how we do everything. So our driver number will increase as well, going into this new town in late 2018. So expansion-wise, will be good year on year.
So, I mean, it's intriguing. I mean, you know, you know, the growth of the company, and I know that there are companies out there in the UK, Manchester, Milton Keynes, and there's some very, very big taxi cab companies out there. Listen, Tim Burt saying, what's the latest on the Uber situation? Hi, Tim. Good evening. Tim Burt is a former CBS advertising executive from America. He's been on a live call previously. Tim, if you want to jump online, by all means do so. Let me just send you the link. You might want to come on for 5 minutes and have a chat. Let me just send you the link by messenger. Umar, why don't you just give an update on Uber and what's happened, just while I send Tim Burt a link.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tim. Hope you're well. I was speaking to you after the last event. Yes, the update on Uber at this minute, as we stand, before the appeal was about to end, a few hours before they did put an appeal in. So I believe in December, the London Mayor and the TfL authority will decide whether to grant them or not. So at this minute, I mean, everyone is like just waiting for that. But for me, I've just been focusing a lot on my business growth because one, I'm not in London. Secondly, I'm outside of the town. It hasn't really affected us. So we're just working on focus on growth. I mean, if it does happen, if they do stay in the UK, still we're just carrying on with our growth, how we're doing things.
So, Tim, I've just sent you a link. If you want to jump on for 5 minutes live on the show, by all means do so. We're on high-speed broadband here, nearly 100 meg up, 100 meg down, which is a lovely privilege, which is another bit of technology that Umar's put into the business. He's got new phone systems going in to the company. He's got a fantastic new broadband lease line, which has just gone in as well. So the technology, he's preparing and digging the foundations for his business really ahead of the curve, so that as the business grows, the infrastructure, the communications infrastructure and the broadband infrastructure, you know, is there for him to, you know, to be building the business. Yeah, Tim, if you want to jump online, you're more than welcome for 5 minutes and we can have a chat. You may be busy, so it's no problem if you can't. We've been talking to Umar Hussain, founder of Happicabs in Essex, and we've been doing some discussions about Uber and the update on Uber and what's happened. And if you think back and saw our last broadcast, the hits were absolutely crazy. I think we had 8 to 15,000 hits on the broadcast when we had the breaking news with Uber. And of course, the whole emotion stirred up around the world with Uber, what was going to happen, you know, how they was going to grow or what was going to happen in terms of their staff, the 40,000 drivers in London. But this guy, you know, he kept powering through, stayed focused on his business and stayed focused on his business growth, you know, and I can see this guy, you know, really moving through and up within the taxi cab business. I also know that he's collaborating with different companies and talking to different companies right now. And although we can't mention those companies on air, I do know that Umar's collaborating with different companies and talking about different things. Now, I know that you can't talk specifics, but you do collaborate, don't you?
Yeah,
You do talk to other taxi cab owners.
Yes, I do, yeah. So around Essex, I do speak to all the cab companies. In London, we have got contacts. We've got contacts up in North, so it's been very good for us. We do network very closely to them.
So what sort of things do you talk about? I mean, what you can discuss, obviously, what sort of things do you talk about? General business, business growth, collaboration?
Yeah, we just talk about business growth, we talk about marketing, we do talk about customer service, we talk about loads of stuff, we talk about driver number counts, head counts, and everything like that. So we do talk about interesting topics when it comes to it. So I've been networking with these people for the last 8 to 10 years. So it's been very known and it's very good
in the industry.
Yeah.
So do you think that, I mean, we do something on the world is smaller than you think, and collaboration in business is very, very important. So do you think that, you know, talking to other business owners within this, because I agree. I mean, I interview business coaches from around the world. I've got Brad Sugars coming on, the CEO of Action Coach shortly. And I don't fear other business coaches. In fact, I embrace it. And you're very similar because you share and collaborate. And everyone's got their different areas, but you kind of work with each other in a support function, don't you? I mean, you recently went to a seminar, didn't you, for a taxi cab company?
Yes,
what was that called?
That was a private hire show for LCPCA London, and there were lots of companies attended there, and especially the ones I network with. It's been good, and it's been okay for us.
Fantastic. So all in all, we've been speaking with Umar Hussain this evening. Very, very humbled and privileged to spend some time with this guy. Just before we went live, some drivers came into the operations room next door. There's a live call center next door with staff in there that take the calls and manage the jobs within the computer systems that they use. And a driver come in and he said something. There's Tim Burt, and it made us chuckle. We were just laughing. Tim Burt's going to join us, ladies and gentlemen. He's in his car. So Tim Burt is a radio show executive, radio advertising executive from America. He's the founder of Tim Burt Media, a great guy. Hey Tim, how you doing?
Hello, Bradley and Umar.
I don't think we can hear him. We've just lost the broadcast. He's there. We'll leave him live with us. So if he comes in, if you can hear us, Tim, can you hear us, buddy? You can hear us. Yeah, I can't hear you, so I'm not sure whether that's me on my speakers and playback. But I guess the audience can hear you. Let's just double check that on Facebook to see, make sure we can hear you. Tim, 1 second, then I can ask you a question, and everyone will be able to hear it. Just bear with me 1 second, ladies and gents. Let me just make sure that you can hear Tim Burt. Bear with me. Just bear with me 1 second, because Tim can hear us. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine.
I think there you go. So you can hear. Okay, so there we go. So good evening. How you doing there, Tim?
Hey, buddy. I am not driving for Happicabs right now. I'm actually here in the States, unfortunately, but I'm doing well. I just wanted to check in with the latest on Uber because I know that was a big row, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I've just got the phone to my ear because I can hear you on my phone, but not on my laptop because it's been configured for two screens when I'm at the home noise. But, Tim, thanks for joining. Yeah, I mean, Uber recently made their appeal into London. It was like 2 or 3 hours before the deadline of being able to appeal. So that appeal has now gone in. And there'll be a hearing that's planned for December the 11th to in the court to see whether or not the license is going to be given back to Uber, or indeed whether it will stay revoked, and then from that point Uber will not be able to drive at their level. So it's kind of a bit of a waiting game right now. Things seem to have settled down somewhat. How's things in the States? Are you picking up any news and press on Uber London in the States? Because it seems gone much quieter over here. And I don't know if you know, but there's been a recent announcement today that another app company called Lyft has had $1 billion investment from Google. So it's kind of like while Uber's down, Google stood up and put $1 billion investment into Lyft consortium to see if they can also break into the market. So I guess it's anybody's game at the moment, Tim. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me okay. But something I wanted to pass on to Umar is saying that even though he doesn't have cabs in London, you should still address this entire Uber thing because it's still a very hot issue and very divisive. So what you can do is if Uber does not get their license renewed, what you could do is say, here's a phrase. Remember I said 6 words help your business. Those 6 words are black cab, rideshare, black cab. Really, if you just prices or if the prices do drop because of Uber. That's an angle that I would look at strongly.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think last time we spoke, I think it was resonating, the same thoughts, wasn't you, about looking at customers and securing customers from the point of view of value offering, price value offering, to bring those customers across. And I guess I'd probably come back and say that sometimes when that happens, companies can get into a pricing war. And I've experienced this myself. I think we've just lost Tim because he's driving actually. But what Tim said is a valuable thought, and it's a valuable thought process. And he's right to a degree, I'm sure. And saying that offer customers, in London, a really amazing value for drivers. So if you're a private hire company in London, what Tim's saying is offer some kind of amazing value to wow and win the customers. And I guess that all comes back to something like making sure that you've got a great service, making sure that your customers are well looked after, that you get some add-on value and service. And I know that during the summer you had a summer advert, didn't you? Yeah. And the summer advert, what was the summer advert? I can't remember the summer advert. Was it water in the car or something? What was the summer advert?
Summer advert, that was for Malden, I believe.
Was it Malden?
Yeah, it was Malden. Yeah, £3 anywhere in Malden.
£3 anywhere in Malden. So it was like a summer holiday deal.
And we did also have I can't remember now. We do a lot of marketing now, so it's just I do know in summertime we did have Malden offer on, but we recently got one of the offers in Malden at this minute, winning at Amazon Echo, which I believe is Christmas.
Fantastic.
So Chelsea one coming up soon, but yeah, that's coming up soon. Yeah.
I know that marketing is always there. It's always very fresh, and it's always very, very engaging. So we just lost Tim Burt, but we just had him online. Tim Burt from America, CBS radio executive. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very much indeed for listening tonight. We've been talking to Umar Hussain, the founder of Happicabs.com, premier Essex-based private hire company, operating in Chelmsford, Malden and Stansted. We've been talking about growing a taxi cab company in Essex, and we've spoken about the Uber update. We've also spoken a little bit about Uber drivers and how they're feeling right now. We've been discussing with Umar what it's like to be running a business 24/7, 365 days a year, which is amazing. And his new recruitment drive, which is currently underway, recruiting new drivers. Please do visit Facebook Happicabs to find out a little bit more about that recruitment, how you can get involved or make an application to join. We're actually sitting in the brand new head offices. The smell of paint is still very new, isn't it? And again, we've been talking about technology. We've been talking about the apps and what these expansion plans are across Essex and into new towns. And it's been an absolute pleasure to find Happicabs. Of course, go to happicabs.com and visit the website if you're looking to book yourself a taxi. If you're looking to communicate with Umar directly and you're looking for a new job, or indeed you want to collaborate in business, or you want to talk to Umar about the private hire business, taxi cab business, I know he's always open to talking, collaborating and sharing and getting involved at a commercial level to have a look at different businesses and opportunities. The door is always open. And indeed, we've spoken about the repair service that he's put into the new head office. I'm really chuffed, actually. The new head office looks absolutely fabulous. It's an amazing thing. Russell Enright is in India, saying that he's in an Uber cab, and he's saying that he's in an Uber cab in Delhi, in India. He seems a little bit frustrated. He's just saying that the Uber driver has just reversed up the motorway with oncoming traffic. So I guess Russell Enright is sitting there like this right now as he's screeching along the motorway. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for joining us this evening. This is the Diamond Experience. I'm Bradley Chapman, and we've been joined this evening by Tim Burt and also my dear friend and colleague, Umar Hussain, founder of Happicabs. So we're going to close the broadcast out right now. We'll be coming back regular each week from this point on Mondays or Tuesdays with a taxi update, and we're going to be doing I think it's going to be Monday nights, isn't it, at 7 o'clock, a regular slot? 7 o'clock,
yeah, every Monday, 7 o'clock slot we can do.
and we're going to be talking about taxi cabs in general, taxi cab updates, and more information on Umar as well as his business unfolds and the launch of his new website and his potential, his new book that will be coming out next year. But for now, I just wanted to say thank you very much indeed for Umar for joining us. And I think what we'll do is we'll finish up on Umar telling you just a little bit about his plans. We'll end on his plans for the next 6 months for the company with the new head office and everything that's happening downstairs in the garage. So let's talk a little bit about the head office, the garage downstairs, the recruitment plans, and moving into new towns.
We've got the new head office. It's expanded. We are going for a refurbishment early 2018. Once that's done, we are also looking at getting our garage done for our fleet repairs. We are looking into maybe later 2018. We will be looking to go for ISO 9011 accreditation. Early 2019, I believe, and we're also expanding into other areas at the same time and making our call centre grow bigger over the coming 1 year. So we are working on different things at this minute, and we are doing heavy marketing around Essex and Chelmsford over the next coming years. Ongoing.
So it's a very exciting time, and Umar's he's a very humbling guy actually. But you know, there are companies out there that are taxi cab companies that have got like 300 cars. So come on, let me put you on the spot. Is that where you're going to be in a couple of years, like 300 cars?
Could be, I suppose, not sure.
So if you want to collaborate and talk to Umar, please do connect with him on Facebook, Umar Hussain. Go directly to Happicabs on Facebook or call Happicabs in Chelmsford, 01245 443 443. I got that right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for watching. Russell Emright in India is saying that he's got out alive of his Uber, and he's saying, ask Umar if he wants to branch out into Delhi, as they haven't got a Danny out here. Thanks very much indeed, Russell, and I hope the perfume business is going really fabulous in Delhi and India. I was watching Russell online. He's been demonstrating this amazing perfume in India. So good luck to you. He's a lovely lad. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining. Also, our main man, Captain Lawrence Thompson, has joined us as well. We've got Lawrence on the Diamond Show this week, an amazing guy, military background, inspirational speaker and broadcaster, author, an amazing guy. We're really looking forward to an interview with him as well. I'm Bradley Chapman. This is the Diamond Experience Show. If you'd like to appear on the show or have your business or yourself broadcast out to the world, then please do connect with me directly on Bradley S. Chapman on Facebook, on Twitter at Bradley Chapman, Instagram at Coach Bradley Chapman, or on my website, www.bradleychapman.com. It will be my absolute pleasure. I love business. I love interviewing and meeting people. And of course, tonight we've been with Umar Hussain, the founder of Happicabs, and it's been absolutely awesome. He's a great man. We've got some food now. We've got some dinner, right? Which is cold, but we're going to go and eat some dinner now. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Everybody who's been online tonight, thank you. We'll see you next Monday night for another edition of Did Somebody Call a Taxi?
Yeah, that's it.
Have a great evening. God bless everybody. See you soon. Bye.